Shalom, blessings, warriors of Yahuwah and the truth, chosen beloved ones of Yahuwah. I love you all, and we are going to be continuing on with the Wormwood series. We are on Wormwood number 27, and it's the secret of lawlessness in one word. And we are almost done with the book. We're right at the end here. I don't know if we're going to be able to finish it today or not. Yahuwah willing, we will finish this today, if my voice will take it, or will be able to take it. Huh? Yahuwah is sending a blessing upon blessings to my husband, and then there's a bunch of, there is stuff in between that's bad that's been happening, but, yesterday he got a call for an interview for a fast food place. He got the job today, and he just found this thing on the phone, and it said when I did his application for Home Depot, they finally got a hold of him and they want to do an interview with him, and he picked to do it on Sunday, but they wanted him for, I think it was Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for part-time. But they had on there, after I didn't pick Saturday, they had on there that they have religious purposes or disability reasons. They can give him whatever days off. So praise Yahuwah for that, and I hope he gets that job as well. It's just we're going to have a little bit of a hard time juggling stuff because he has DoorDash and we have K and Smith, where he does a cleaning job once every other week for this one guy, and he gets jobs with my grandma's will attorney. He helps him in West Shazy sometimes, which is pretty nice. He painted his deck 2 weeks ago. So we're gonna have to cut something here, but I praise Yahuwah that we're getting all of these opportunities, because I've been looking all over for online jobs, because that's all I'm able to do until I finish school, because I know once I graduate and once I'm able to do my internship, I might be able to do an online job for being a substance abuse counselor online. Or I can work for a company. Yes, we're trying to get the car fixed, because my car, the BMW, has 3 issues right now. There was a service engine light on, which we got it shut off, but when he went to go get it inspected today, there was 3 things that popped up. So it was an EVAP and 2 other things, O2 sensor and a something monitor. So that might be the why the screen doesn't work. Yeah, but it's a $3,000 job to get that fixed, and it keeps killing our battery, and we've had to bring the battery back in more than once. But just please pray to Yahuwah that a new inspection sticker will be put on the Beamer, so that I have that car, so that I'm able to use it for work when I finish school, because I'm going to be spreading the word of Yah and teaching people to get sober through having a love for Yahuwah and a love for the commandments and a love for the word. And I'm going to be changing things up and shaking things up a bit, so hopefully people will be open to it. Because that's what helped me stay sober when my grandma passed. I found Yahuwah a month after she died. Okay, so we are on YAHUSHA'S yoke, teachings, witness, testimony. And I just gave part of my testimony. Praise Yahuwah. 1. Love Yahuwah with your whole heart, mind, and being. 2. Love your neighbor as yourself. YAHUSHA'S word will never pass away, but men's words are like chaff. The wind blows away. Many things will not survive the second coming. The 7-day week will still exist, but we will not be calling the days by the names of pagan deities. We have to decide between tradition, which is religion, or truth, which is reality. I did that right that time. Right hand for truth, reality. Left hand for tradition and religion. Get rid of the leaven of men's teachings now. They won't survive the second coming. I know sometimes it's hard to do. My family didn't take to it. Well, my husband did, but my mother did not take to it. We don't get along anyway, so I've tried to reconcile with her more than once, and it just isn't happening. Mark of the beast, buying and selling. From sundown to sundown, our household does no buying and selling, cooking, or traveling unless there's an emergency that threatens life or property. Yahusha spoke of the last days, Matthew 24, telling his followers to pray their flight not be in winter or on a Shabbat. The day of Yahuwah will come on the most solemn annual day of rest, Yom Kippur, in the 7th moon, 1 year. It's called the fast. At Acts 27:9, thank you, Brother Lou, reapers, eagles, the seraphim, will remove the weeds first, then gather the wheat into the barn, New Jerusalem. Reapers, more about them. FossilizedCustoms.com/reapers.html. I will put it in the description box down below. Revelation 13 is a riddle, and the mark concerns buying and selling. Those not having wisdom or Torah cannot calculate the meaning of the riddle. The reign of Babel, the beast, has Nimrod's mark as he was worshipped as the sun. Sunday is his mark of authority over the world system, the beast. And there's a couple of links where I will put them in the description box. One is for the mark and one is for the 3 estates. Let no man therefore judge you in meat or in drink or in respect of a festival or of the new moon or of the Shabbat days, which are a shadow of things to come for the body of Mashiach. Colossians 2:16 through 17. See also Isaiah 8:20. Heaven and earth, Shamayim and Eretz, are still here. See Matthew 5:18. So every letter of the Torah endures to this day. Pastors use Hebrews 7 to tell us the law was changed. Hebrews 7 tells us the change of law of sacrifices as covering sins has come about through our new Kohen Hagadol, Yahusha, of another tribe, Yehuda. The Torah instructions, the covenant of loving kindness, is an eternal one, unchanging and perfect. Psalm 119 tells us this many times, and verse 165 states, "Great peace have those loving your Torah, and for them there is no stumbling block." The guarding of the 10 Commandments, obedience is better than sacrifice, of the old law of sacrifices, and this obedience is never called filthy rags. The point made in Yeshayahu, Isaiah 64:6, is that what men call righteousness is uncleanness to Yahuwah. We've invented our own righteousness and departed from the old paths in which to walk. Yahusha is coming to burn the earth for one reason. For the earth has been defiled under its inhabitants, because they have transgressed the Torah, changed the law, broken the everlasting covenant. Yeshayahu, Isaiah 24:5. And there's a link for Toxic Torah. I will put that in the description box. Jeremiah, Yirmiyahu 10:1 through 5. Hear what Yahuwah says to you, O house of Yasharal. This is what Yahuwah says. Do not learn the ways of the nations, or be terrified by signs in the sky, though the nations are terrified by them. For the customs of the peoples are worthless. They cut a tree out of the forest, and a craftsman shapes it with his chisel. They adorn it with silver and gold. They fasten it with hammer and nails, so it will not totter. Like a scarecrow in a melon patch, their idols cannot speak. They must be carried because they cannot walk. Do not fear them. They can do no harm, nor can they do any good. Deuteronomy 12:29 through 32. Yahuwah your Elohim will cut off before you the nations you are about to invade and dispossess. But when you have driven them out and settled in their land, and after they have been destroyed before you, be careful not to be ensnared by inquiring about their Elohim, saying, how do these nations serve their Elohim? We will do the same. You must not worship Yahuwah your Elohim in their way, because in worshiping their Elohim, they do all kinds of detestable things Yahuwah hates. They even burn their sons and daughters in the fire as sacrifices to their Elohim, Moloch. The book says we are never to speak the name, man's word, Yahuwah's word. This book says we are to proclaim the name to the nations. The scroll there, the big scroll, is the Torah. And the other kids probably reading from like a KJV or something. Deuteronomy 16:21-22. Do not set up any wooden Asherah pole beside the altar you build to Yahuwah your Elohim, and do not erect a sacred stone. For these Yahuwah your Elohim hates. Learn not the ways of the heathen, and do not bring a detestable thing into your home. This here is talking about the Asherah tree that they bring in their homes during Christmas season. And it also says not to erect a sacred stone. That reminds me of the Georgia Guidestones and the pillars that they're showing on the next page here. The stone pillars. They're monstrance. They're abominations to Yahuwah. Monstrances are abominations to Yahuwah as well. These are steeples, or they're supposed to represent phallic symbols. It's disgusting and detestable to Yahuwah. Deuteronomy 7:26. Do not bring a detestable thing into your house, or you, like it, will be set apart for destruction. Utterly abhor and detest it, for it is set apart for destruction. We are soldiers, mightily equipped for tearing down strongholds. Scheme of the devil, to hide witchcraft in plain sight. Sun pillar, Shamash, Asherah, Circe, which is the witch hat, or witches. Tammuz, Asherah, Circe, that is a steeple on top of a circus building, or a CHURCH. Obelisk, cone of power, image of jealousy. And he said to me, Son of man, do you see what they are doing? The great abominations which the house of Yasharal are doing here, driving me away from my set-apart place. And you are to see the still greater abominations. Ezekiel 8:6. Witchcraft is called CHURCH or Kirke. The secret of lawlessness in one word, wormwood. They will tell you it doesn't mean that to me. Please don't eat the wormwood. Do not make idols for yourself, and do not set up a carved image or a pillar for yourself, and do not place a stone image in your land to bow down to it, for I am Yahuwah your Elohim. Only Yahusha can restore eyesight to the blind. Receive Yahusha's Torah vision. He is our only teaching authority. He is the only rabbi. Do not eat pigs, Leviticus 11. Do not erect pillars anywhere in your land. See it, Leviticus 26:1. Yahusha will end it. Now this is showing different signs. People that are born on a certain date are like in the 60s where they said, what is your sign? These are the signs, and these we are told not to use. We're not supposed to do horoscopes or use any of that stuff. It is paganism, and it is nonsense and abomination to Yahuwah. My grandma used to love reading the horoscopes in the newspaper to me every week, but she would have stopped if I would have been able to teach her this before she passed. The most dangerous place on earth. Being mortal means we are vulnerable to injury and death. In my research for the video, or in Lou's research for the video, racial stronghold, a very disturbing statistic emerged. For all the categories of recorded deaths, by far the greatest reason was abortion. The most dangerous place to be is in your mother's womb. Yahuwah made a specific ordinance concerned with protecting the unborn at Exodus 21:22-25. It is 3 times worse if the mother is black. Margaret Sanger established a eugenics program with the help of the Rockefellers, and it is now an international organization known as Planned Parenthood. One of its chief objectives is to wipe out the black race. I wonder why. They're the real Hebrews. You can research this fact by seeing Sanger's quotes on the internet. Genocide is going on right in our midst and they place their clinics in the areas where the black population is most dense. There are many other societal problems discussed in this important video on YouTube. Watch Racial Identity here. I will put this in the description down below. Easter Harlot, Christianity's Millstone. The Easter Harlot's Babylonian roots. Ishtar, or Easter, promotes Nimrod's rebellion against Yahuwah. Her effigies portray sun worship, which with overtones of freedom and liberty. She is the harlot of Babel and a symbol of lawlessness. Christian teachers are scrambling to recover from what could be the greatest wardrobe malfunction for the mother of harlots. It's the connection between the name Ishtar and Easter. About 1985, Lou began to study scripture as a theologian or a theological archaeologist. Just below the surface of every familiar term and custom, there was a filthy core hiding behind a candy coating. These discoveries inspired the book Fossilized Customs. The author, Alexander Hyslop, Two Babylons. I'll start the sentence over. I'm sorry, my husband had a call and he put it on speakerphone, so I couldn't keep it playing. The author, Alexander Hyslop, of the Two Babylons, was also a theological archaeologist whose eyes were opened to the connection between Nimrod's reign and the fourth beast, Rome's magisterium. He drew the connection between the words Easter and Ishtar, yet his critics claim that phonetics, the sound of words, is a worthless proof. Give me a break. A rose by any other name is still a rose. When proper names are concerned, is that really the case, or is the proof too overwhelming to face for those who risk losing their position in a false teaching authority? The Anglican Catholic KJV is the only English translation using the word Easter. Acts 12:4, the Hebrew term Pesach was transliterated, not translated, into the Greek script 29 times as Pascha, Pascha. Oh, there's a really loud plane going over. The KJV's use of the word Easter at Acts 12:4 defies logic, since if it could be justified in one instance, then why not all 29 instances? The dirty little secret is that this Catholic tradition overwhelmed the translators, and now everyone is claiming the meaning behind the word Easter is still clean. Bull. They are trying to put a new crust over it with claims that it means dawn. Still based, another pagan deity of the dawn, Aurora. Magicians use misdirection to deceive, and Jesuits use casuistry in the same way. Lou predicted that when the truth of the term Easter was made known across the world, that it would awaken millions from their slumber. Now it's beginning to happen, and Christian pastors are posting their explanations as fast as they can to reduce the damage to their authority. The Easter harlot has had a major wardrobe malfunction, and the world is going to get a good look at it. Proper nouns aren't translated. The sound remains. As usual, they are playing on the ignorance of their followers, using translation, as a universal equivocation device. They are turning the meanings based on Anglo-Saxon, German, Greek, and Latin. Ishtar, Easter, Ostern, and many others have no connection with Yahusha's language or his resurrection. But they do relate to Aurora, Aphrodite, Diana, Libertas, Ashtaroth, Durga, and other terms for the mother goddess worshipped by witches. Other wardrobe malfunctions are to come. The worship of the hosts of heaven by means of Babel's zodiac or vows to the Queen of Heaven, though every birthday cake, are being shown to have nothing to do with Yahusha's behavior. Yahusha is cleansing the filth from his bride in a worldwide behavior revolution aimed at bearing good fruit. Here is a recent posting that basically says, "Move along, there's nothing to see here." Constantine, the father of Christianity, becomes part of their explanation. Easter question posted at JESUS.org. Is Easter named for a pagan goddess? Our English word Passover, happily, in sound and sense, almost corresponds to the Hebrew Pesach, of which is a translation, Exodus 12:27. The Greek Pascha, formed from the Hebrew, is the name of the Jewish festival applied invariably in the primitive church, CHURCH, to designate the festival of the LORD's resurrection, which took place at the time of the Passover. Our word Easter is of Saxon origin, and precisely the same import with its German cognate Ostern. The latter is derived from the Old Teutonic form of, sorry if I butcher this, Offerstehung, which means resurrection. The name Easter is undoubtedly preferable to Pascha or Passover, but the latter was the primitive name. The word Easter is of Saxon origin. The name is Eastre, the goddess of spring, in whose honor sacrifices were offered about Passover time each year. By the 8th century, Anglo-Saxons had adopted the name to designate the celebration of CHRIST's resurrection. From an ecclesiastical history to the 20th year of the reign of Constantine, 4th edition translated Christian F. Cruz, London Oxford University Press, 1847. Did the explanation by the JESUS.org work for you? Equivocation is employed to defend the error. The misdirection is in their translation of the German word Offerstehung, which doesn't mean resurrection. It is a word that refers to springtime and means to resuscitate. It's time to wake up now and be restored to favor with Yahuwah. And there's 3 more links I'll put in the description box. Torah Institute. Who is Easter? She is Gaia, Astaroth, Ishtar, Artemis, Venus, Aphrodite, Semiramis, Nature, Great Mother, Frigga, Libertas, Eostre, Durga, Hathor, and Queen of Heaven. We don't wake up one day doing all these odd things together because we are derived from anything truthful or beneficial. Or they, I meant, not we. But because we are directed to do them by religious and social pressures. We want to fit in and conform, so we imitate. When we are shown the truth, at first it sounds ridiculous. The next stage is to violently oppose it. Finally, it is accepted as self-evident. Arise, shine, for your light has come, and the esteem of Yahuwah has risen upon you. Yashayahu Isaiah 60.1. Please stop the zombie nonsense and wake up. The day they wiped out a commandment. Judaizers were and are those who defy men's teachings and observe the Shabbat as the day of rest from work. This rest is emphasized at Hebrews 4, associated with imitating Yahuwah, who also rested from his work on the 7th day of the week, which he established as the sign of the eternal covenant. Ezekiel 20:12, Exodus 31:13, and Yashayahu 56:2-7. The Catholic Council at Laodicea around 364 to 365 CE states, Christians should not Judaize and should not be idle on the Sabbath, but should work on that day. They should, however, particularly reverence the LORD's day, and if possible, not work on it because they were Christians. Huh? They outlawed the 4th commandment? How can they do that? Catholic nun and Buddhist nun. Repent, for the reign of Yahuwah draws near. Other books by author Lou White at TorahZone.net. See the similarities here? They both have prayer beads. And then here, theological archaeology, fossilized customs. Yahushua HaMashiach is coming. Renew your mind with the covenant on the next page. The moment you realize what idolatry is. It shows Brother Lou right here in awe. Okay, and the last page is the commandments. I am Yahuwah, your Elohim, have no other before my face. You do not bow to images. You do not cast the name of Yahuwah, your Elohim, to ruin. Remember Shabbat to keep it Kodesh. Remember, respect your father and mother. You do not murder. You do not break wedlock. You do not steal. You do not bear false witness against your neighbor. You do not covet your neighbor's wife, house, field, servants, animals, or anything belonging to your neighbor. Love one another as I have loved you. Love Yahuwah, love your neighbor. And we are done with Wormwood. And next book we are going to be reading is Nimrod's Secret Identity. When we finish this book, I am going to... I think I'm going to take pictures of each book, and I'm going to make a poll next time, and you guys can pick from which cover or which book you guys want me to read next. I still have quite a few of them to read with you guys, so I'm very grateful. The only one I don't have is the Yahuwah Tetragrammaton book. And then the white cover books I don't have, and the 4 Steps Through the Narrow Gate book I wanted to get as well. I'm just trying to figure out what to do because our dog's eye is really bad. We just don't have enough money to pay to bring him to the vet right now. But I hope you all enjoyed the video. I hope you all enjoyed this entire lesson. All the lessons I taught out of that book. Now it's time to praise Yahuwah. Toda Rabbah. Abba Yahuwah, Toda Rabbah, Abba Yahuwah, Hallelujah, Hallelujah, Hallelujah. Hallelujah, Baruch haba Bashem Yahuwah, Baruch haba Bashem Yahuwah. Shalom and blessings, warriors of Yahuwah and the truth. I love you all. Bye-bye.